You are playing Vanguard wrong. This thing you're doing, it's making you have a worse experience. It's making you hate the game, you don't like it, and it's not good for you. If you change this one thing, you will have a much more enjoyable experience, you'll like the game better, and you'll find you'll actually have more fun. You need to stop playing Shipment and DOS House. Those two maps provide the absolute worst experience that you could have in Vanguard. These maps do nothing but shine a light on all of the things that are wrong with Vanguard. Mortar barrage, grenade spam, spawn logic, skill-based matchmaking, and to a certain extent, shotguns. I sincerely believe if you played other maps, the bigger maps, the normal maps, while these problems still exist in those maps, it is not nearly as frequent as they are on Shipment and DOS House. Other maps are fantastic. Now, obviously, they're not as good for camo grinding, but who cares? I love the new Season 1 maps. I love the strategy, I love the diversity, I love how each map plays very differently from each other. It is a breath of fresh air, and I love it. It made me nostalgic for old school Call of Duties. And in that state of nostalgia, I actually saw this old video by Woody's Gamertag. He's talking about the Modern Warfare 3 map design compared to Black Ops 1's map design. But he says something pretty interesting that I think you guys should hear.
What is a medium-sized map in Modern Warfare 3 feels a little bit like firing range-ish type size in Black Ops, right? What is big is what Black Ops would call medium, and what is small is small. Now, there isn't like a Shipment size map, but in their defense, how can you do Shipment in a map with modern day kill streaks? The modern day kill streaks are so much more powerful than they were back in Call of Duty 4 that if you were to make a map as small as Shipment, like with an AC-130, that thing would just be blowing up every single player every couple of seconds, and it would be like such a mess that it wouldn't be there. I wish there was a 1v1 map.
He doesn't exactly finish the thought, but he basically says that Shipment wouldn't work in a modern Call of Duty. And after having Shipment in multiple modern Call of Duties, I agree with him. Shipment just doesn't work. But more importantly, that Shipment gameplay is not what Call of Duty is about. It's not about grinding weapon camos. It's not about grinding weapon levels. It's not about grinding XP. I guess I should say it shouldn't be about grinding weapon XP. It shouldn't be about grinding weapon camos. Call of Duty should be about the gameplay of Call of Duty. And if we really care about the gameplay of Call of Duty, we should not accept Shipment and DOS House as actual gameplay of Call of Duty. Now, don't get me wrong, it's nice to play on these maps sometimes. That crazy, ridiculous, over the top, just everything killing you all the time and you getting all these kills definitely has a place in Call of Duty, but I think we're focusing too much on it. And thinking back to Modern Warfare 2019, if Infinity Ward removed Shoot House or Shipment from one of these standard playlists, the community threw a fit. Much like how when Vanguard first released, there was no Shipment and the community threw a fit. I think too many people rely on these small, mindless, terrible gameplay experience maps to grind out their weapons and their camos. And personally, for me, I'm done. I don't want that to be the Vanguard experience. I don't want to hop on Vanguard to play these maps to grind out camos just to get the camo and be like, well, on to the next one. I want to enjoy the game. I want to have fun with the game. There are so many maps and so many different ways to play those maps with all the different weapons and attachments. I want that to be the Vanguard experience. You see, when Vanguard first released, everybody was having a really fun time. People really genuinely loved the game, but then all of a sudden, oh, these game-breaking bugs, and oh, this is overpowered, and oh, this is game-breaking, and oh, Sledgehammer, you're so incompetent started happening a couple weeks in, around the time Shipment came around, around the time DOS House got its own dedicated playlist. Sledgehammer, I know this is a crazy idea, but it's just you and me right now. Just you and me right here, okay? You need to remove Shipment and DOS House from those playlists. Now, I know it's a crazy thought. Everyone loves it. They would be rioting if you took it away, but everyone just wants to eat dessert all the time, but it's not healthy to eat dessert all the time. They gotta have their vegetables and their fruits. DOS House and Shipment, that's the dessert. Don't let them have it all the time. Take it away from them. I think it'll make the community healthier if you did take those playlists away from them, just periodically. Obviously, keep the maps in the rotation so that they can occasionally get them, but not consistently. I think the community will be happier eventually, at least with the core gameplay. You'll get a lot less messages about how broken the game is, and I think people will enjoy their time on Vanguard more. But if you don't want to remove those playlists because you're worried about the public image, I have some ideas. There's nothing mind-blowing here, you just really need to fix a lot of the major problems. Honestly, you need to nerf the mortar barrage. It's a 5 kill streak and way better than any of the other 5 kill streaks. It makes no sense. You need to buff fortitude, especially in hardcore. They need to survive explosions. It's just so unbalanced right now. I think you do need to tune the shotguns, but ever so slightly. Shotguns, they get a bad reputation, but don't nerf them completely to where they're unusable, because I got diamond shotguns and I know the grind and how hard they are to use when you're grinding them up. Most importantly, you need to do something about these spawns, guys. It could be 2v2 shipment. There have been times where I've played 2v2 shipment and I'm still spawning in front of people and people are still spawning in front of me. It's unacceptable. And I want that to come as a constructive criticism. Those spawns on Shipment and DOS House to me feel like unacceptable is the only word to describe it. And it seems to me that Shipment and DOS House, whatever playlist they're in, it is only domination and TDM. And I just can't understand why. Especially domination. Domination spawns are not fun to play on either map. I mean, Shipment's not fun to play with its spawn system on anything, but DOS House, like, you can spawn trap at the drop of a hat, but then the spawns flip and it's just this huge upset, especially on Blitz. It's like, why force people to play domination when the whole game is about spawn trapping on a map that's really prone to spawn trapping? What happened to Hardpoint? What happened to Patrol, your brand new game mode that's actually really fun to play? And where's kill confirmed in these maps? I think there's a lot you can do, Sledgehammer, to make this game better. Now, I don't expect all of these changes to happen overnight in one big ultimate patch, this big overhaul, whatever, but I do expect that these changes are eventually coming. But until then, beautiful people, do yourself a favor and play Vanguard with the regular 16 maps that it launched with. You will have a much more enjoyable experience, and you might just find that you like Vanguard a lot more than you think you do. Not only that, but I found out that I like Vanguard Zombies a lot more than I think I did with the most recent update. I mean, this update changed so many things about Vanguard Zombies, I want to play it right now. It is so good, be sure to check out that video and stay beautiful.